Right now, your blood chemistry is shifting with every breath you take. Most people breathe wrong for 70 years and never know it. In the next few minutes, you'll learn the one change that fixes it.
Right now, without doing anything, your blood is a certain kind of chemistry. In 5 minutes, you could change it. Not with a pill, not with a supplement, with nothing but breath. The one thing you've done without thinking over 500 million times in your life. I know a man, 76, retired mechanic, hands still steady from 40 years of careful work. After his wife passed, his blood pressure crept up. Doctors adjusted his medication twice. Nothing quite settled it. His daughter suggested something almost embarrassingly simple. 5 minutes, twice a day, of slow, deliberate breathing. He laughed at first. "I've been breathing for 76 years, he said. "I think I've got it figured out." He tried it anyway, not because he believed it, because she asked him to. For most of his life, breath had been background noise, something that happened while he was busy doing the real work of living. Under the hood of an engine, holding his breath without realizing it while he threaded a stubborn bolt into place. Sitting in waiting rooms after his wife's diagnosis, breathing so shallow and fast that his hands would tingle, and he never once connected the tingling to the breathing. He didn't know that his whole life he'd been unconsciously running his nervous system a certain way. Tight, guarded, ready. Mechanics live in that state without knowing it. Something is always about to go wrong. You stay alert for it. He carried that alertness into his 60s, into his 70s, long after the garage had closed and there was nothing left under the hood to fix. 3 weeks later, his numbers had moved. Not because breathing was new to him, because how he was breathing was. Here's what's actually happening, in language even a skeptical old mechanic can respect. Every breath you take changes the level of carbon dioxide in your blood. When you breathe fast and shallow, which most people do, especially under stress, you exhale too much carbon dioxide, and your blood becomes slightly more alkaline. That shift is called respiratory alkalosis, and even a mild version keeps your nervous system on edge, tightens blood vessels, and can leave you feeling foggy or anxious without knowing why. Slow, deep breathing reverses this. When you extend your exhale longer than your inhale, you allow carbon dioxide to normalize. That small chemical shift signals your vagus nerve, the body's built-in calming cable, to activate. Heart rate slows, blood vessels relax, blood pressure eases downward, often within minutes. This isn't a metaphor. Your blood pH is measurably, biochemically responding to how you're breathing in real time, right now as you listen to this. Here's what makes it even more remarkable. The vagus nerve doesn't just calm the heart. It runs from your brainstem down through your neck, your chest, and into your abdomen touching nearly every major organ along the way. Your lungs, your heart, your stomach, your intestines. When you activate it through slow breathing, you are not adjusting one system. You are sending a single signal that ripples through nearly your entire body at once, telling every organ it touches the same thing. It is safe now. You can stand down.
Most people spend decades in a mild, chronic version of fight or flight without ever calling it that. It doesn't look dramatic from the outside. It looks like a man clenching his jaw in a waiting room. It looks like shallow breathing you'd never notice unless someone pointed it out. Over years, that low hum of activation wears on blood vessels, on the heart, on the whole cardiovascular system. Not through one dramatic event, but through thousands of small, unnoticed ones. Breath after breath after breath. 5 minutes, twice a day. In through the nose for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. Out through the mouth for a count of 6. The longer exhale is the part that does the real work. It's the signal that tells your body it's safe to stand down. Do it before you get out of bed in the morning, while the house is still quiet. Do it again in the late afternoon, when the day's tension has settled into your shoulders without you noticing. No equipment, no cost, no appointment required.
If counting feels distracting at first, that's normal. Give it a week. Most people find that by day 4 or 5, the rhythm starts to feel natural instead of mechanical, the way any new habit does once the body recognizes it. Some people find it easier with one hand resting on the chest and one on the belly, so they can feel the breath moving low into the belly, rather than staying shallow and high in the chest, the way stress breathing tends to. If you forget during the day, that's fine too. This isn't about perfection. Even one session, done consistently, changes something. 2 sessions is simply better than 1. The goal isn't to master a technique. The goal is to remind a nervous system that's been quietly braced for decades that it's allowed to rest.
But there's something underneath the science that I think matters more. For decades, we're taught that healing requires something outside ourselves, a prescription, a procedure, a specialist with the right degree. And sometimes it does. But here is a man who spent his whole life fixing things with his hands, discovering that the most powerful adjustment available to him was something he'd been doing unconsciously since the moment he was born. He didn't need a new tool. He needed to pay attention to the one he'd always had. There's something almost humbling in that, if you let it be. A man who could rebuild an engine blindfolded had never once been taught to notice his own exhale. Not because he wasn't capable, because nobody ever told him it mattered. We are taught to maintain our cars more carefully than we are taught to maintain our own nervous systems.
Maybe growing older isn't only about acquiring new things to manage your health. Maybe it's also about finally noticing the quiet, constant gifts
that were with you the entire time, asking only to be used with intention instead of habit. Every breath you've ever taken was available to you this whole time. 76 years of them. The only thing that changed was whether he was paying attention.
Your breath directly shapes your blood chemistry, your nervous system, and your blood pressure in real time. Fast, shallow breathing keeps your body in a low hum of alert, yet rarely even notices. 5 minutes of slow breathing with a longer exhale than inhale twice a day is enough to begin shifting that chemistry toward calm and repair. And it costs nothing at all. This episode reflects personal perspective and general wellness information, not medical advice. If you have a respiratory condition, cardiovascular disease, or are on blood pressure medication, please talk with your doctor before starting a new breathing practice. Share this with someone who's always breathing too fast and doesn't know it. Follow @Art of Aging Podcast for the next story.